In today's video, we're going to discuss Tesla stock once again. I shared it in the last video and it performed really well yesterday and today. So we're going to discuss what to expect for the next few days. We're also going to be looking at a specific stock that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are overlooking and are not paying attention to it. So let's dive right into it. Right off the bat, we got the SPY futures, and so far we're bullish. In the last video, I told y'all to watch for the Nasdaq's push to 21,000, right? To that line. So it got there and it closed at exactly 21,000 on Monday. Okay. And then today we had the CPI report that came out. Let me erase that. So the CPI report came out pre-markets and it turned out to be at exactly 2.3, a downtick from what was expected, and the market really liked it. This is a good thing. Like, the closer we get to 2%, the more likely we are to see the Fed cut rates in the next meeting. All right, so just keep that information in the back of your mind, because things are looking pretty good fundamentally with the overall markets. Things are looking pretty good. Now, how high can we go now that we've taken out 21,000, right? Now that we're above this high right here, the next level to watch for is obviously the all-time highs. It's a matter of when, not if. We're definitely gonna test the all-time highs. Definitely, all right? It's only a matter of when. Now the question is, are we going to play games tomorrow before we see that test in the next few weeks? Like, are we going to see a pullback like this and then the doji like that? We all know that after big moves, the market tends to give out dojis, which can be quite annoying and infuriating. But if you look at some of the tech stocks and you look for intraday opportunities, you could catch a good move potentially to the downside just for a day trade, right? Because every pullback in this type of momentum, every single pullback are going to get bought right back up, right? If it's one day we get a doji, or 2 days we get a doji, the third day we're more likely going to climb higher. So 22,000 is within reach. It's only a matter of when, not if. All right, now let's check out the VIX, because VXX specifically, that one skipped over half of the gap after the trade deal came out, right? This is what happened over the weekend, and it opened up at 55 and faded all the way down to 50. Again, like I said, if the market is giving dojis and there's like an intraday opportunity somewhere, you might potentially see the VIX go up here, maybe rapidly, before falling back down, right? Just to take care of this gap, or it might just stop for a little bit, and then if we get a big pullback in the future later on, maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks, then we might take care of not just this one but also this one right here before we continue to make even newer highs. All right, so that's for way down the line. Just keep that in mind. Now let's discuss the stock for the video, which is none other than Tesla. All right, now with Tesla, I think that is the one that I told y'all to watch for. With Tesla, it opened up at exactly 322. I told y'all it would open at 310 and then run to 322, but it kind of did the opposite, where it opened at 322 and then faded down to 310 before bouncing back up here and consolidating sideways, and then climbing up again after the CPI report. As you can see, there is a structure in the middle of the chart that happened. I missed this. I'm kind of mad that I missed it, because it was simple, it was there, I saw it on time, but I had just a little bit of doubt, because I was looking at the Nasdaq and the SPY, and they already looked like they peaked. They were hitting resistance, and they were kind of rolling over up there at around 11, and I wasn't really sure if this was going to be real or fake. But in the grand scheme of things, it's heading towards 350, And the next line of resistance is actually way up here at 366. So if tomorrow we get a doji, we can see this thing play around at this price and stay here at 333. And then within the next 3 days, by Friday, we should see a move up to 360. It's a matter of when, not if. All right. This is a rally. Stocks are pumping, and to be bearish now, I think will be just way too early. So keep Tesla on your radar for a retest of this line of resistance right up here at 360 something. Now, somebody asked me a question in the comment section of the last video. Y'all asked me to look at Lulu. So let's discuss Lulu real quick. Now, Lulu had a bullish pennant that broke out on the 2nd. All right, it broke out right here and then retested, kind of took care of that little gap that I left behind, and then provided some dojis, terrible price action before jumping from the trade deal. This is actually really, really good. To the person who asked about it, I like this one. This might be one that surprises a lot of people. Y'all see how I told y'all to watch Tesla for a big move to 360 something, right? And for the Nasdaq for a move up to 22,000. Potentially after it plays games for a day or two, right? This one is no different because it just started filling the gap on the left right here at 300. Let's see it. Let's get a closer look, right? So it popped up right here on Monday, dropped to the bottom of the gap, and then went up again. The gap will end right at 340. All right, so the good news is the out of the money contracts, as we get closer to Friday, they're gonna get cheaper, right? So as we get more games being played right here, like if it gives us another doji and we go nowhere, that's really good for everybody, because we don't want this thing to go up too quickly. We want to see structure between now and like tomorrow at the close, or between now and Thursday at like noonish. We want to see something like that will make the move up here more obvious, especially the win part. Like, is it gonna fill the gap by the 16th, or is it gonna drag its feet and fill the gap by the 23rd? That's the main question. That is the main question. Okay, so just be careful out there. Y'all should have been holding call this whole time. Y'all should have been making money. Y'all should be having fun, right? Everybody's making money. Everybody should be happy. With this one, again, there's a day trading opportunity. I'll be keeping a close eye on it because I do think it could pay off. Right now, the next one that we got to look at is Coin. It's been a while since I've talked about Coin, and Coin had a big push right here, all the way up to 220 to 210, consolidated for a bit, and then they announced that Coinbase will be replacing Discover Financial Services as part of the S&P 500, and this thing spiked. To me, when I see this thing, it's like market makers just needed an excuse to make Coinbase catch up with BTC, right? Because when BTC was climbing ferociously, Coinbase was doing a whole lot of nothing into earnings, and then on earnings, it didn't do too well anyways. The stock went nowhere. So this was really like, it was needed to justify this whole move. I thought it was gonna get up here a little bit earlier than that, but because earnings is in the way, like they made traders play this ridiculous game before blindsiding everybody and spiking this thing upward. Up here, you don't want to be chasing. Leave it alone. Contracts were all about like 50x. Usually, after contracts are all 50x on a specific day, the stock tend to give dojis like that. So you don't want to be chasing up here. The IV is crazy high. Give it time to cool down to make the contracts more reasonable before you decide to take another trade, whether to the long side or to the short side. Now, the next one that we got to look at is the stock that I think a lot of people are overlooking, Intel. Now, we know Intel disappoints a lot, and we know Intel likes to trade at its all-time lows. We know that. All right. But but there is something on here. That structure right there, there's something special about it. It's behaving well. I don't like the stock because the volume is terrible and because it has a history of disappointing traders. But it failed to fill the gap right here on this day. And I believe this rally will be the perfect storm for this one to actually make an insane push to $29 just to take care of that before disappointing again in June. All right, so keep Intel in your watch list. Let's see how it does. Let's see if I'm right. Let's just see. So that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button. As always, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 8 p.m. Central Time, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow my social media at Paul and Guman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see y'all in the next video.